Hello, wild ones. This is Dark Moon Chiron, the little corner of the universe where together we illuminate the secrets of your dreams, your subconscious, and your forgotten self. This is a storytelling dream interpretation podcast, and I'm your guide, Megan Rose McMullen, the Wild Dream Sorceress. This podcast is structured in 3 parts. Beginning the dream journey, I share the story of a sleeper's adventure. Whether the dream is my own or one that was submitted, I speak in first person for anonymity because let's face it, sometimes our dreams can be quite wild. Once we follow the dreamer's quest entirely, we decipher each piece of the labyrinth, unlocking new levels of consciousness along the way. Then the enchanted tale ends with an intuitive reading on the inner workings of the hero's psyche, hopefully leaving you, the listeners, with a new understanding of the innate magic and power that lies inside the hidden world within each of us. Allow the story to transform your ordinary waking lives into your wildest dreams. Or at the very least, strap in and enjoy this imaginary ride. Are you ready to get wild? Part 1. Dragons Chasing Shooting Stars. My house is a cliff dwelling. It's rather small, but it's perfect size for us. The opening of the cliff is floor to ceiling windows, bubbling out like a bay window. The ceilings are low. I am sitting in the laundry room that is also a bathroom. Off to the side is a large bed tucked into the studio size of home. I sit while folding delicates as I watch the children playing in this cozy space. I laugh at them babbling away in excitement for the promise of fun after chores. I'm their babysitter, guide, teacher. I reach in the basket of clothes to my right and grab a pink sheer thong to fold. When I look up, we are all outside the home on top of the cliff. The grass is green, the sun is bright. It feels so lovely. All the children are sitting in the trunk of the large van with its back latch open up. They all have specific slots to sit in, separating them from each other. Yet, they are all within the same van. It reminds me of the starting gates at a dog track. In front of them, I begin to instruct them on how to do magic. All but one is paying attention. She's a young girl of 7 or 8 with tawny skin and long brown hair, a pink shirt, sitting and listening intently. I smile at her and wink, knowing this lesson isn't going anywhere today. I shift gears and shout, "Ready, set, go!" At my command, all of them but one girl takes off running to play. As I watch them run by, I feel the shift. Time almost stops. The other children seem frozen. I turn back to her, elated by her progress. I walk towards her. She pinches the fabric of time with her thumb and pointer finger and slowly pulls it apart, which causes a ripple. The force of the ripper tears open the hole through the seam of time in the side of the van. She's awestruck by it, looking at it from all directions. As I approach her, I say, "Isn't it amazing?" Knowing the magic that lies inside her, I grab her hand without hesitation. "Let me teach you how to fly." With her hand in mine, we take off running towards the cliff. We leap, and instead of falling, we take flight. I make sure I hold her hand the whole time, and I add, "You are safe, my child," even though she doesn't seem scared at all. We spin around doing loop-de-loops, and as the sun sets, the day turns to night. We change into dragons, our truest form. We laugh, flying about, watching the other dragons chase shooting stars like cats chasing mice. We start chasing a shooting star to get fires in our throat. As the star does a nosedive, we do too, going straight towards the city of lights below. Because it feels like we're heading towards our imminent demise, I remind her once again, "This is a dream, dear one. You are safe." And just before we crash, we open our mouths, and the star fills our throat with fire, and I wake up.
Are you ready to make more money, keep more money, and start living in the overflow of money? I have a brand new course that gives you all the tools you need. My name's Irene Kachel, and I'm thrilled to sponsor this magical podcast. I've been helping clients one-on-one for years, and today I'm sharing my best stuff in this new course. So, and you're going to get it at a fraction of what my one-on-one clients pay. Find the link someplace on this page for this special rate and get started today in the magic money method. I look forward to seeing you there.
Part 2, the breakdown. I freaking love this dream. It's so playful. It's so fun. It's so beautiful. Like the sentiment that dragons chase shooting stars to get fire. That's how they get fire in their throats. Is just the best. It's absolutely the best. Oh, so cute. It has just so much feel good. So much feel good. Okay. So now the breakdown, now that I've gushed about this. So there's a cliff, right? So cliffs are like scary things. Like sometimes we have to take a leap of faith, right? So like I think that's really kind of the, big one here. I think it's interesting that she picks out a delicate. It's a pink sheer thong, and then the little girl has a pink shirt on as well. And that's pink. It's green. It's bright. The whole thing is really bright. Yeah, well, it's so pretty. Very cozy, small room, intimate. There's children, 3 specifically, 1 specific that is paying attention. They are like, there's like, I like that the dreamer says, I'm their babysitter, guide, teacher. It's like I feel like that's true. Like whether you're a teacher or a babysitter or a guide of children, like you are all of those things, whether you like it or not. The mention of green grass. Also, I checked with the dreamer, and the dragons are green as well. Very green. Similar to the Chinese dragons, that kind of shape, mostly green, which is like noticing, right, the green. Also the cliff dwelling, the house itself is like tucked into the cliff, and so there's like the ceilings are low. It's very small, compact. It's like over the cliff. There's like a plateau, like there's a top part, and then the house is like in the side of the cliff. And then the van is like off, and then like I think it's cool that she brought up the dog track. Like they were sitting in these like little sections, and then that turned into like the game Ready Set Go, so they could play. Yeah. There's like just like a really good feel good feeling about it, about this whole dream. I really like it. I really like this dream. This is, there's we had some scary ones and nightmares before, so like ones that are kind of creepy vibes. This one's all feel goods. It makes me all giddy. Like it talks about magic, which I think is kind of cool and fun. I like the message. It's safe. It's amazing. I'm like really there's awestruck by her own progress, elated, right, by the progress. There's play, there's laughter, babbling. And then the time slows down. There's like a ripple in time. I think that's a book. Oh, it's a wrinkle, actually, not a ripple. Ripple. Yeah, and like that is like the time slows down, and then the girl is pulling apart time. Like it's so cool, and like pulls it at the seams. And it's like playing with time and bending time. And because the other children weren't really paying attention, they're not really like doing a lot of progression, so they're like playing, which is fun, but like this little girl knows like playing with magic is more fun. Then this is where the leap of faith comes in, right? Like they take off, like, let me teach you how to fly. It's so fun. They go like, again, the message, like there's a couple times like you're safe, you're okay, chasing, flying, playing loop-de-loops, nosedive, city of lights. That's kind of interesting. Yeah. I just love it. Like I love the beautiful the beautiful vibe of this. The energy of this dream is just spectacular. Like it's really phenomenal. Like oh, so much lightness and like fun and delight. It's just like, so heart-centered, you know, even though she's like doing laundry, their chores, you know what I mean? She's just like still like sitting there watching these children play and they're like excited about play. Then they go outside, they play. Then they're dragons and they're playing. So much play, so much delight. Oh, so good. Let me know what you thought about this dream. Like, how cute is it that like that's how dragons get their like fire in their throats? Like that is just like so so good. So delicious. Yeah, so I think that so there's like three parts to this. So you have the cliff dwelling. You have the um once you're outside playing and then you take the leap off the cliff. And then you have the dragon scene. So I would say probably 3 scenes minimum. The first 2 scenes, so the inside of the cliff dwelling is is light, but it's darker than it is when they're outside. When they're outside, it's super bright. And then when they change into dragons, it goes to sunset or it's darkness, like goes to nighttime. Even though it's nighttime, they're shooting stars. You can see the dragons and there's a city of lights. So it's like dark, but not too dark. There's lights within it. And that's kind of the 3 sections. I say this is one, this is an extraordinary dream that turns elusive because at the end, when they're diving for the shooting star, the dreamer says, "This is a dream, dear one, you're safe." So I think that that's a beautiful sentiment. And I think that kind of breaks out the three. The dreamer doesn't have any memories of being in a cliff dwelling or on a plateau like that. Never remembers being a dragon. Maybe in a past life. Yeah, I think it's really kind of cool because I feel like dreaming about dragons is rare, like being a dragon. And I also think like shape shifting, and if you change into like, you should really take those very seriously because that's like they say the quote here is like our truest form. Like we shape shift into dragons, our truest form, and that just like that feels so good. Part 3, the interpretation, the intuitive reading. Of course, so the big one is there's like a leap of faith. There's like a childlike delight. And I think this is just saying that there's like some really good things that you can really play in your dreams. Like I think that is I would say that this is also a message like from your higher self or your highest thing, like about magic and delighting, like chores are happen, but like life is more than our responsibilities. Life is more than our chores. So pink is actually related to, it could be related to a chakra as well. But I think it actually has a lot to do with, let me think if I remember. Red, it's like north, which is ancestors. Yeah, the ancestors. I also think that dragons actually are about ancestors as well. And I think like I think that this is a message from your ancestors, the dreamer's ancestors. Like there's a lot of fun that can be had, a lot of playing, a lot of magic that can happen in life about really learning to hone your skills and practice, spending time, taking flight. This isn't literally, this is figuratively, obviously, but it's like remembering that responsibilities can very much like get in the way of our fun. And then sometimes it's okay to like I think the lesson here is like when she's teaching the kids, like one part of her, so the kids are her, the dreamer, and the dreamer are the kids. Like that's kind of how the best way to interpret is like all of it is for you and designed for you, and it's showing aspects of yourself. So these aspects of the dreamer, they're just like want to play, while one part is very intent on like learning and progressing. But you can learn with like a beginner's mindset and have fun with it instead of like I have to do this to the means of the end so I get more money to succeed and to have success and like to do like when you're learning with that like analytical, you kind of take the fun out of it and it can kind of become bog you down. I think this is just showing like when you delight in learning and you play and you just have fun, imagination like explodes. And also too, like fire in your throat means like, and shooting stars are rare, and they like the passion in your throat of speaking. Like I feel like that's kind of what it's like talking about. There's like this have fun exploring, expressing yourself, right? Have your ancestors are have got you. Like I feel like your ancestors are saying like you are safe. We have your back first and foremost. And then two, don't forget to enjoy this process. Like play in the learning, play in the new, play in the chores. Like, you know, I feel like specifically the pink sheer thong, like I feel like this is like that would be kind of related to um sexuality or your root chakra. So that's like where you wear your underwear. Yeah, I think that's like the ancestors are talking about grounding. Like you're grounded, you're safe, you got this. It's a dream, but like not just like, in the shamanic you know, teachings, there are a lot of things about how um you know, we are dreaming our world into being. Like even when we're awake, we're dreaming, and we can do both ways. Like we not only can take our conscious mind into our dreams and bring that, but we can also bring the stuff that we learn from our dreams out into our conscious world, and I think that that helps. We're experiencing that in our dreams, whether we like physically experienced it or not. And I think too, one of the things that I would suggest is doing some research on dragons. Um, so I feel like that's also related to, um, there's actually a tarot deck that has like dragons. Um, but I feel like if you did a little bit of research on like history of dragons, especially in the Chinese culture, I think that would help. Like that might give you some eye-opening stuff, maybe some shifts in like where how to express, because I feel like the throat chakra is being, you know, pointed out, right? Because the shooting stars filled the throat, and that was said multiple times, like the throat with fire. Excuse me. I also feel like vans are typical like safe transport vehicles for children. Like they're designed specifically to have children. They're a lot safer than most other cars. And I think this is relating back to the theme of safe. I think it's also interesting that the house, the specific focus was like the laundry room, bathroom, bedroom, which are like very private places usually. Most people don't go into other people's bedrooms. They don't usually, and then like obviously when you bathroom is for your own private time and stuff like that. And then you have the delicates as well. So I feel like there might be like some vulnerability that is like needed for whatever you're planning on doing, working towards. Yeah. Because that's what happens when you take a leap of faith, right? There's something that you're going to do, and you're going to have to take a leap of faith, and it feels vulnerable, and you might be like nice and cozy and comfy in your comfort zone, but like I feel like this message is like saying from your ancestors, like, you're safe, take a leap of faith, it's going to be fun, it's going to be so much fun, and it's going to really ignite a passion for your expression. You're really going to come into your own. You are going to have this magic explode inside of you. It's like magic can also be like passion or your gifts, right? Like not just like abracadabra, you know what I mean? It's like your specific magic, like the magic within you, the gifts that you have to give to the world. Also, I think the year 7 or 8 might be, the dreamer said that she doesn't know these children in real life, in waking life. So I feel like the young girl is 7 or 8. Maybe there might be like a memory. Maybe there's something there that is part of your story. Yeah. That might be helpful to think about around that time, if there was something that was going on around that time. I think that that's important. Yeah, that's kind of really what I think this is saying, Um, I also think that like the time is like when she like pinches the fabric of time and kind of freezes people in time because of her magic. I feel like there's like a magnetism or like a thing that's going to cause like a ripple in time that's really going to help people what you're going to do. It's going to be like amazing. It's going to be like awe-inspiring, right? It's going to really cause some ripples. And it could be like ripples that are like good ripples. I feel like in this specific one, it's going to be good ripples, but all ripples don't necessarily, some people don't like ripples. So when ripples occur, people are going to be kind of pushed maybe. So it could cause like some other ripples, but I feel like it's going to like move people. And I feel like the reason that the shooting star causes fire in the dragon's throat is it's a passion of yours. Like it's going to move you. It's going to delight you, and it's going to delight other people. Like really seeing you in your own power is going to be so much fun. And and that's the message. That's the message from your ancestors. Like do it, do the leap of faith, charge forward, have fun. It's okay. You're safe. Like I feel like that's the message of this. And it's such a beautiful message. Like so good. So call to action, check out some dragons, do a little shadow work around the year 7 or 8, maybe see if there's something there that like has to deal with magic or like get your gifts, or has to do with like maybe some blocks that might be causing you to worry about staying in your comfort zone and not taking the leap of faith. Thanks for listening to Dark Moon Chiron. I hope you found what you're looking for and enjoyed the ride. If you'd like to share your dream adventures with the world, please head over to our website, darkmoonchiron.com. If you've enjoyed this podcast, there are multiple ways to donate and support us. You can find them in the show notes. All content shared in this podcast is copyrighted by Dark Moon Chiron Incorporated 2022. All rights reserved. None of its content can be used without prior authorization. So until next time, dream big and be wild.